and welcome back to the Battle Jackets London podcast. It is episode 3. It's been a couple of weeks since we filmed the first 2. So yeah, I'm back with my pals, Jack and Finn.
How are we all?
Hi guys.
And yeah, we just wanted to do a quick little thank you at the start of this one because we put the first episode out this week. And, we didn't know what the reaction was going to be like, how many people were going to watch it or whatever, but it's been mad. We've had as of right now, 1,000 views on YouTube and a bunch of streams on Spotify too. We're actually top 13th music podcast, which is actually just mental.
It's unbelievable. I can't believe it. It's brilliant.
Episode.
Just
I just want to
insane.
say thank you to everyone who has watched, commented, or listened along. Yeah, it means a lot. I want to give a couple of quick shout outs to a couple of people who commented on the YouTube. So we've got Keegan Cartmel, who said he was listening along to the podcast while sewing on patches. That is exactly what we want you guys to be doing whilst you're watching this. That's cool. Perfect. So I want to know what patches you were sewing on. Then we've also got Nara808, who said they made 10 jackets over the winter, which is that's ridiculous.
Unreal
I'm
amount.
still working on the same one from the winter.
So cool, good job, Nara. If you want to send us some pictures, that'd be cool. I want to see what you've been doing. But yeah, so the outline of this episode is we're just going to be catching up what we've been doing the last few weeks. We've got a festival coming up that we've all got tickets for. We want to talk about the lineup. We're going to do this week's patch challenge, and we've also brought along our favourite band tee out of all of our collections. And then we're going to be answering a few of your questions as well. So that's the outline for today. But yeah, let's start with what you guys have been up to the last few weeks.
I mean, I personally haven't been up to too much. It's mostly just been working, but I have been sewing on quite a few patches onto the death metal project that I'm working on. Done some interesting things, which we'll get into in a little bit. I know you guys are looking forward to hearing about
blasphemous things.
Yeah, I mean, up to you guys to decide if it's blasphemous or not, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Apart from that, yeah, not much really else going on. Not yourself, Finn?
Yeah, pretty much the same. Just kind of working, doing a lot of sewing, having a look at a lot of gigs coming up. There's a lot coming, a lot of lineups being released. Yeah. A lot of exciting stuff coming forward, yeah.
Yeah, and me and Finn, I had my event, my Battle Jacket meetup at Raven Records. I think it was a week ago yesterday. So I had that, which I think was the 7th event I've done there, which is mad.
Yeah.
Which was really good. They're always a lot of fun, and it was nice. Yeah, Finn was there for the whole time too.
Yeah.
So we got to meet a lot of people. There's loads of new faces, people I hadn't met before, which is always nice. And yeah, a lot of patches sold and a lot of great vests. So it was a good event. Jack, Brilliant. What was going on? You're not supporting the
I'm just not supporting it in the slightest. No, sadly stuck at work, so I couldn't make the event. But I need to book off for the next one when you announce that.
Well, the next one's the Underworld event. You've already booked that off.
I have booked that off. Yes, that's true.
Sunday, 27th of April. So, yeah. Hopefully, everyone who's listening and watching will be coming along to that as well. Some more details on that later. But yeah, any new gigs you bought tickets for or anything like that?
Haven't bought any new gig tickets. There's been a couple I've thought about.
Yeah.
But just not the right time to get the gig tickets, which is a shame because there's some really nice tours coming up. But hopefully some more will be announced soon in the coming months that I can make it to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bought a ticket to see Vacuous this Friday, I think it is. Yeah. Back at our favourite venue, Morbid Vaults.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're going to have a special brewed beer like they did for Insanity Alert, was it?
Yeah, it'd be really cool if they did, though.
Yeah, that'd be cool. The Vacuous pint. That sounds great. So yeah, I got that on Friday. It was 12 quid. I think there's 4 bands
nice
on the lineup. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Finn, you said you might be joining me?
I probably will, yeah. It looks good.
Good.
Yeah.
Jack, you mentioned earlier that you've been working on your death metal jacket.
Yes.
What have you been doing on that jacket that might be seen as blasphemy?
So I've pretty much filled up. It's very similar to the one I'm wearing in the sense that it's covered as it can be. And there's a few little gaps that I was like, okay, I need to figure out a way to hide them because I don't like it. And I saw on Instagram a guy called Blasphemy Made Patches. So check out his account first of all. Really,
God, it's in the
cool
name
stuff.
as well.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Blasphemy.
And so essentially, you take a patch, but you can't fit onto the vest, and using a candle and a needle, you essentially laser cut through it. You know, it creates that sort of patch where it's got no border, where it's the logo, just a piece of the artwork essentially, and create little gap fillers, little logo patches, little laser cut patches.
Homemade laser cut patches.
Yeah. I mean, it's very caveman.
Yeah, it doesn't
Laser cut, because you're just sticking a hot needle in it.
Yeah, laser cut sounds like pretty cool.
It sounds really cool.
But what
No,
you're
I'm
doing
just
is-
sat hunched over on the sofa, slowly digging away at patches with this hot needle.
with a candle. Or have you been?
So pretty much, essentially, just got a candle in front of me.
Yeah.
I take one of the needles that I use to pin the patches down on the vest.
Yeah.
You
So
hold-
no laser tools.
no laser tools, nothing cool like that.
Actually, no laser involved.
Literally no laser involved in the slightest.
Right.
Which is a shame.
Yeah.
But then you just hold the needle in the flame for sort of 20 to 30 seconds.
Yeah.
I would recommend maybe a modeling tool or something that can hold onto the needle, because you can't hold it as long, because it does get the end of it gets really hot. It does
Right.
burn your fingers.
Right.
Just hold it in the flame so it's sort of like red hot. You can see it glowing, and then you just sort of stick it into the patch pretty much wherever you want to, whatever you're cutting out, and then just slowly drag it down.
It just like melts.
And it just melts through it, but then it seals it at the same time. So if you were to
nice.
cut through like a woven patch,
Yeah.
like with scissors or one of those sort of tearing tools, I can't remember what they're called, it would fray everywhere and it would like sort of fall apart in itself.
Right.
Whereas this completely seals it. And we'll have some pictures popping up just so you can
Yeah,
sort of
I'm
see
trying
what
to.
it looks like.
I get the concept,
Yeah,
because you want to fill the whole thing
Yeah.
and have no gaps.
yeah.
But I mean, surely you're losing quite a lot of nice patch material, or are these patches that have got like a figure on it, and you're cutting out
Yeah,
a
so
figure?
pretty much the majority of what I've cut out is got a distinctive piece of either album art or it's just the logo. So it's not necessarily, it's more, I'm just getting rid of all the background stuff, for one example.
Right.
So like one of the ones that I'll get a picture for so everyone can see.
Yeah.
It's Molders Engrossed in Decay. Is that the name of the album? Yeah, it's got like the guy with the
patch
there we
fit
go.
there.
So it's a guy with sort of like a
Is that the patch on Finn?
so not the same one.
Finn's just showing his jacket
Finn's just
right
showing
now
that one.
off one of those
So it's
patches.
a guy with a very decayed sort of face, he's sort of
No
screaming
way.
and
It's
stuff
in
like
the
that.
name almost.
Yeah, exactly. And then the way it is on the patch is the head is next to the band logo.
Right.
So what I've done is I've cut round the head
Yeah.
and the band logo. So it's
Okay.
created this cool little
Yeah.
logo patch with a little bit of artwork, but I've not lost anything from the patch because it's all just sort of empty space like on the original album art.
Right.
Oh, nice.
Finn, what are your opinions on this?
When Jack mentioned it, I really tempted to give it a go. I haven't got around to it yet, but the only time I've actually cut a patch was accidentally while trying to take it off a jacket and just cut straight through it.
Oh no.
I would not recommend doing it with scissors, like Jack says. It did fall apart very quickly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm definitely going to try it soon.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds cool, but
Yeah.
I'm not actually good enough at making a jacket that looks like yours, well, Jack and Finn's at the moment. You know, that whole blanket effect. So I think you got to master that before you start doing this homemade laser cutting.
I think
I'm looking forward to seeing how it turns out. I mean, you said you're going to bring the jacket next time,
Yeah.
hopefully. So
I mean, I think the best way for people that are watching, they'll be able to see. So there's a dying fetus grotesque impalement patch. So it's your standard sort of laser cut. So it's just focused on the main guy in the album artwork, which is a guy that's been impaled. Is in the name. In the original art, there's not much else going on in the background. There's a few other people that are on stakes, essentially. So what this guy did when he made the patch is just purely focus on the one prominent figure in the front of the artwork.
Right.
So that's kind of what I'm doing. It's just taking the prominent things and essentially just making my own borderless patch to fill
it's
the
a
gaps.
whole new level of creativity.
Yeah.
Like we're already, I'd like to think, quite creative making these jackets, but that is like picking out the specific parts of the artwork that you like.
Yeah.
To
That I couldn't originally fit on. That's the thing. I completely filled it up with standard patches, but I've still got a few spots where it's like I can't fit anything, and I want these bands on it.
Right.
So, I mean, I didn't even know doing this thing with a needle existed until a few months ago when I saw it on Instagram.
When you put the message into the group chat about
what I've done.
lighting up your needle with a flame and cutting out patches, like this guy's lost the plot.
It's a whole new level of sad.
This is Jack's Saturday night in a nutshell. But I've never cut out patches really. I mean, I've done the Gojira logo on my second or third vest, the one I literally never wear. It's up in here if you're watching, just over there. It's just like a big, huge logo Gojira patch, and I cut that just straight down the middle, just with scissors. I didn't feel the need to light up
anything on fire.
Any needle, no fire, no lasers, just cut it down the middle, and that worked really well for that. But that was like an embroidered patch, so by cutting it, it didn't none of the threads came out and stuff because it wasn't across the threads like in a woven patch.
Yeah.
So that worked really well. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how these.
Yeah, so we'll have some pictures popping up for watchers to see.
I'd quite like to see. Yeah, film yourself doing it.
Yeah.
Or get your partner to, because I'd quite like to see
how it actually works.
Yeah, you at home
hunched
working
over,
on your jacket.
working on my
You
jacket.
don't have to be hunched over.
You are with this candle. You are is ridiculous, but
okay. Well, that's what we've been up to. That's what Jack's been
doing in my free time.
Yeah. What you do in your free time is completely up to you, Jack. But yeah, we mentioned in the intro that we've got a festival coming up that we're all really, really excited for.
Yeah.
Which is Incineration Fest.
Incineration Fest.
And I think that let's establish what it is. It's a festival, one day death metal, pretty much festival, or
mostly death metal.
Mostly death metal. We get a little bit of black metal, some thrash as well thrown in as well.
Yeah, in Camden.
Yeah,
in London, and it's like you buy one ticket, and I think there are 4 venues.
Yeah, 4.
So
I think.
Right.
What we got? You got the Dev, Blackheart,
the Underworld,
and
is it the Roundhouse?
Roundhouse is Electric Ballroom
it
as
the
well.
Electric Ballroom, yes.
Is it?
I think Roundhouse as well. I think it's 5 venues.
There might be 5. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd have to have a look.
I know Roundhouse is in what's that other one in Camden? Desert Fest.
Yeah,
But I don't know. Clearly, we need to look more at the lineup.
Yeah.
That's what we're actually going to be doing
yeah.
today. But yeah, we're really excited for that. I think when we all went for a drink in the Blackheart, like must have been 6 months ago, something like that.
Something
And
like that, at least, yeah.
I think who had a ticket at that point?
I
you,
had
Jack.
just me at that point, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, are you guys going?
You were like, I'm going on my own. I always go on my own. So
Buy a ticket.
yeah. And I looked at it and I was like, oh, God. I was in the park. I was like, I'm not buying £100 ticket right now.
Yeah.
I hadn't looked at the lineup. They hadn't even announced all the bands yet, I think. It was just Jack telling me to go. And I was like, love you, man. But,
Not just yet.
Not yet, yeah.
Not yet.
But they've been announcing more bands as they go along. And now the lineup is it's stacked.
It's insane.
It's mental.
So we have now all got a ticket. Yeah, we've all got that. And that's coming up in...
It's beginning of May.
Beginning of May? Yeah, so Saturday, I think. It is a Saturday.
So it's about just under a month's time away. It's coming up quick.
It's going to be sick.
Yeah.
So, I saw a few people were commenting about, are we going to that? So, we are going to that. We'll be wearing these jackets, presumably, as well.
Possibly. I might be wearing my death metal one. If I get it done in time, we'll have to wait and see.
You'll be unrecognisable.
Yeah, no one knows
not
who
in
I
this
am.
jacket. But sadly, the podcast first won't be finished by then, because one of us could have been repping that monstrosity that we'll be working on in the background. But yeah, let's get into the lineup a little bit. Who we're excited to see. I know that Jack's done a very well color coded
little
thing
scheme.
of the lineup.
Cool.
Who have we got? I mean, who are the headline bands?
So I think the main pulls to see are Blood Incantation,
for sure.
who are playing their latest album in full.
I didn't even
As
know
well,
that.
yeah.
I just thought it was
wow.
a general set.
Yeah. And then you've got Tripicon
Right.
for performing Celtic Frost stuff.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
that's the big. They're like the main headliner
Yeah.
essentially, and then you've got Decapitated as well. They're the 3 bigger bands that are going to be headlining.
3 bands that I've not seen any of, actually.
Yeah.
Have you seen any of them?
Only seen Decapitated.
Yeah.
Yeah,
was a couple of
same.
years ago.
I've seen Decapitated twice, and they're just insane
They're
live.
just really
But
good live.
Yeah.
yeah, excited to see Blood Incantation though.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to
That's
be...
going to be insane.
Do we know which venue they're playing at?
We can have a look at what venue they're
Jack's
playing
come
at.
really prepared.
I've come prepared.
I'm
So, Decapitated are headlining the Electric Ballroom.
Oh,
okay, so it
nice.
is the Electric Ballroom.
So
That's
you've got
like
the Electric Ballroom, yeah.
that's at 1,000 cap venue, I think, something like that. So
Yeah,
it's
something
quite-
like that. Yeah.
Surely that's the biggest stage.
And then Tripicon and Blood Incantation are at the Roundhouse.
Okay, so Roundhouse as well. So
We've
there
got
actually is
Roundhouse as
5
well,
venues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To give some context, these venues are like pretty much all on the same street.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Camden's great. You've got like these 5 venues within, I wouldn't even say a 5-minute walk.
Yeah.
From the
Yeah.
furthest ones apart are the Dev and the Roundhouse, and they literally are on the same street.
Yeah.
So,
It's ridiculous.
but I don't know, you're not gonna be able to get a good spot at some of the venues, and then leave and go see another band.
That's
and
the,
come back.
that's the only
Yeah.
downside is trying to make your way up to all the other venues to see the most bands.
Yeah.
It's a lot. It'll be a lot of running around.
So you said Blood Incantation was at
They're at Roundhouse.
they're
as well.
around. So they're a must see.
They're
for
pretty
me.
much a must see.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
But then there are other bands I also really want to see, like Vaticinal Rights.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
I did some patches for those guys a little while ago. Really, really cool dudes. Not seen them before. And I know they're not playing at the Roundhouse. I think they're playing at the Black Heart.
They are at the Black Heart.
God, this is gonna be
Yeah.
this is gonna be tough. We need to actually make a spreadsheet
We need to.
Yeah.
of like who's playing at what time and how we're gonna get to see them.
Yeah.
'Cause-
Well, they haven't released the stage times just yet.
well, they only put out the stage splits.
Yeah.
The venue
Last
splits
week,
like last
maybe,
week.
yeah.
Yeah, they finished doing it last week. So
Yeah.
there's quite a lot. You got Cryptopsy playing as well. That's going to be really big.
I want to see.
Patushka.
Yeah.
That's how you pronounce their name. Warbringer.
Warbringer.
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a band. Finn went to see a few weeks ago. Undergo.
Undergang, yeah.
Are
Undergang,
they on
they're
your
going
list,
to be there.
Jack?
They are on my list. They're headlining the Underworld.
Okay, so all the bands we've picked so far
Are all in different
stages.
places. All on different stages.
Amazing. And we haven't even got into Jack's fanboy band
My
yet.
fanboy band,
Yeah.
Celestial Sanctuary.
The boys. Where are they?
They're at the Underworld as well.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
So that's 2 at the Underworld.
Two at the Underworld, and then, for example, go Blackheart.
Yeah.
So it was
Vaticinal Rights.
Vaticinal Rights.
Coffin Mulch, I'd quite like
Coffin
to see.
Mulch
I'd love
would be
to
really
see
good.
them,
Bed
yeah.
Sore's another good one. If you haven't listened to them, you
I don't
That's
think
a
I have.
great
recommend.
name.
It's a really
Yeah.
good name. So there's a few bands at the Blackheart as well. Then what have we got? Electric Ballroom. This is one of the more stacked stages
this is-
personally
They're
for
all
me.
crazy.
stacked.
They're all stacked, but this one in particular.
Yeah.
So you've got Decapitated,
Yeah.
Cryptopsy,
Yeah.
Black Braid. If you haven't listened to Black Braid,
I haven't
they're
listened to
really,
Black Braid.
really good.
I've heard a few of their songs, yeah.
Atmospheric black metal, but it's all like Native American themed,
Okay.
one-man band, and it's all
Not live, though.
not live.
Surely
no.
not.
But then he uses like
that'd be
traditional Native American
really?
instruments as
Oh,
well.
amazing. But
But then you've also got Spectral Wound,
that's who I want to see.
Lamp of Murmur, and Warbringer, all at the Electric Ballroom.
Spectral Wound. They played London at the Dome, I think it was.
Not too long ago as well, actually.
Because I really wanted to go to that. My guy, Evil Dungeon Crawler, asked me if I
Yes.
wanted to come to that. And yeah, that would have been really fun. I can't remember why I didn't go. It must have sold out or something.
We were going to see Mutagenic Host.
No,
No?
that was
That was a
that
different
was
band, wasn't it?
that was Morbid.
Yeah.
We missed
Oh,
Morbid because
yeah.
we went to More Beer Vaults
Yes.
as always, and saw Mutagenic Host and Liquid Shit.
Tear it up.
Yeah, that was good. But yeah, Spectral Wound. Do want
Yeah.
to see those guys. Yeah, I think we need to actually sit down and do a spreadsheet.
Yeah, once they
Generally,
once
yeah.
they break down what times each band's playing at, then
Yeah.
we can fully.
Are we going to split up, or are we? Well, it depends.
That's the question. It depends.
We
Is
might
there-
have to for some of the bands.
Might have to. We haven't got any other mates, so
Yeah, so
if
it's just-
anyone's going to Incineration Fest and wants to hang out with us, And
Please let us know. We need friends.
we look like we're friends here. It sounds like it, but really we're
It's all for show.
It's all for show.
All for show.
Work colleagues, really.
Yeah, that's the best way to describe it.
Speaking of all for show, I was looking through all the comments as I do, and I cut up a bunch of the videos from the first podcast to put them, for social use on Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff. And all the comments on Instagram and TikTok were really, really nice. Everyone was really supportive, said they enjoyed it, which was it's so nice to see. And then Facebook. My God, the comments on there. I can tell the people who were commenting, they were just watching the social clips and they weren't watching the whole thing.
Yeah.
As people were commenting, I don't even know if I mentioned this, Finn, they were saying that we were so clearly gatekeeping battle jackets.
Were we?
And I was like... The video they were talking about was me showing the Lemmy patch and saying that I didn't like that patch, which was all in good humour.
Yeah.
The point was find like a cheesy patch. But they were like, "Oh, these guys are gatekeeping battle jackets." I was like, "This, I'm triggered." If you can't tell, this triggered me because my whole thing is that it's unserious, and it can be serious if you want it to be, but it's not a big deal. Yeah. Just make what you want. We're not judging you. Nobody should be judging you for it. But yeah, seeing people say that we were gatekeeping, I was like, I literally couldn't be further from that.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
But yeah, that was in regards to the worst patch challenge that we did in the first episode. And another thing to clarify on that is we are going to be making a podcast battle jacket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With each week, we're finding a different patch of a different... whether it be a genre or we're going to set some criteria out for the other guys to go away, find a patch, bring it in, and we're going to be making a jacket with all these patches from the different episodes.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be a terrible patch each week. Last week, you will have seen that we did the band with the hardest to read logo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this week, we're going to be adding to that vest again. You can't see the vest yet because I haven't sewn any of the patches on, but I will do that before the next one. And... yeah, let's go into what today's patch challenge was.
Yeah.
So one of you guys want to take that away?
I mean, it's a pretty standard theme that we went for, but I think it's an important one. It's the bands that got us into metal in the first place.
That's right. Finn?
Yeah.
Take us away.
Okay. My one is Iron Maiden. It's their Somewhere in Time album.
It's a good album.
Yeah, I feel like it's quite a common band that got a lot of people into metal.
Yeah.
Just classic heavy metal, kind of like a not really like a sort of a gateway band in the sense that they're not great, because they are amazing. I still listen to them a lot now, but they are on the less heavy side and more accessible in music, I'd say.
I think Wasted Years from that album was probably my most listened to song for some of those early years of getting into metal and learning that intro riff on guitar. It sounded terrible. Like, I played it. I assume the way I learnt it wasn't the right way to play it. I played it all on one string and probably a third of the speed. But I was like, oh, this is sick. So that's a great album. Very standard patch.
Yeah.
Hold it up and pick a camera to show.
I'll show this one.
But I think I've got that patch on one of my first jackets.
Yeah.
It's actually...
It's quite...
Isn't it the back patch on
That
your
is the
jacket,
back
Finn?
patch
No,
on
Jack.
on my first vest.
Yeah.
It's just a good album. You can't go wrong with that
It is.
album.
Cool artwork as well.
Amazing artwork.
Yeah.
I think it's one of the best album covers, personally.
So, yeah.
Definitely.
Intro band. Have you gone for the same band, Jack?
Now, the question is... I did.
No.
So I went for Maiden as well.
Yeah.
I remember I started listening to Maiden when I was... must be 12 years old, probably younger, actually. And, they just kicked it off. I remember I first listened to Number of the Beast.
Yeah.
So there's a class,
Slumber of the Beast. Slumber.
And it just sort of grew from there. Eventually, as you progress, you just want something's a little bit heavier, a little bit faster, but always have love for Maiden.
For sure.
So the specific patch I went for...
It's quite a nice patch.
It's a really nice patch, actually, isn't it? So it's more coffin-shaped power slave patch. specifically.
with a fancy border.
Little fancy gold border. Don't see these ones around as much. I bought it off some bloke in Indonesia, one of those sites.
Yeah, they do some pretty
They
great
do
stuff.
some really
out
good
there.
Really
patches,
good
don't
patches,
they?
to be
Passionate
fair.
enthusiasts, you
So-
can't fault them for that.
Don't know what I'll use this one for just yet.
Well,
we all know we're using it for that one. I've got a couple of these at home.
You've,
because
fair.
it's
you've
just
been hoarding them.
yeah. I was thinking of doing a Power Slave themed jacket.
Really?
I just
that'd be
love
sick.
that album, you know.
Yeah.
So I might use one of them for that, but we're not sure just yet.
Well,
But this one's gonna have a nice spot
it is.
on the vest.
It is.
So
I'm sorry to say that I didn't go for Iron Maiden.
Oh,
that would have been hilarious if we
It would.
very
It would. Anyone who knows me, or has probably ever followed anything that I've done, is probably going to see that I'm a bit of a Metallica addict.
stan.
Stan, whatever you want to call it. So no surprise here. I've gone with a Metallica patch, but this is a patch that I got. I think it was on the Hardwired tour.
oh, nice.
So I think 2019-ish. And what they did was in each country, they did a different variant of this patch.
Oh, wow.
So the colours of the flag are over the skull. So I've got, must have like 10 of these patches with all the different flags of the country. So I got this one when I saw them in, I think it was Munich. It was definitely in Germany because that's the
Because
German,
of the
German
colours.
flag.
Yeah.
But I have to check back. I think it was Munich. And yeah, so it's quite cool that they did this.
That's a really cool thing.
It's,
Yeah.
I don't need to put all of the different ones on one jacket. Unless you were doing a theme, that'd be quite kind of
Metallica
cool.
That'd be
themed
pretty cool.
flag.
Metallica flag themed one. But I've had this patch since, it says on it 2017.
There you
So
go.
yeah, that is 8 years ago, something like that. So
Yeah, that's
So,
8
yeah,
years
if
ago.
I-
Took me
that's
too long
tragic.
to
If
work
I've
out.
not sewn that on in 8 years, if somebody's calculated it and it's not 8 years, don't say anything because our maths is not good. But if I've not sewn this on in 8 years, I'm not gonna do it now. So I was like, oh, you know what? It's just sitting there. Let's put it on the podcast jacket. So that's three new patches. I think that not to insult you, Finn, but I think we've gone with the cooler patches.
Yeah, mine is a bit standard, but I think it's still quite a nice patch. There's a lot of detail in it, to be fair.
To be fair, for a bulk standard patch, they have got all the detail in that album cover. So
So yep, those are our podcast patches.
Yeah.
But I'd also think we should do a little quick recap because you can't see the vest yet of all the patches that we've got for the vest so far.
Yeah, that's a
So
good idea.
yeah, we're gonna quickly go through those. Got the Insanity Alert one, which Finn got from the gig
Yeah.
at More Beer Vaults. I've said More Beer Vaults like so many times this episode.
We're
they
sponsored
wanna
by them.
they want to do a little pint for us, the Battle
We'll
Just
take
Pod
it.
pint. That'd be great. Anyway, that one. We got the Sepultura logo one from the Bad Patch Challenge.
brought that one in.
Somebody commented on the first episode that they loved the episode, but they had recently just bought this patch and they were like, oh no, they've been shamed publicly. But it's all in good.
It's all
good
in,
faith.
all in good fun. And if you like the patch, put it on your jacket.
Yeah,
That's
exactly,
all that
that's-
matters.
It's-
That's what the jackets are for.
They
you
are.
know?
And you learn as you go along. We've got the Guttural Slug one. Is that the right way?
Guttural Slug, yeah, that way.
So that one again from this is which one was this from? The worst patch?
No, it was
this is
I
hardest
brought
to
it
read
for the
logo.
harder to read
Hardest
logo.
to read. I've just insulted Guttural Slug there by saying, could this be the worst patch?
I mean, it got a great
Yeah.
badge anyway. But
We've got the Blood Incantation as well.
Yeah.
So that's going to look quite nice. Got Wolves in the Throne Room as well from the hardest to read one from last week. Got the Lemmy as Jesus patch, which I got a lot of hate for saying this was a bad patch. It's nothing against Motorhead. Love Motorhead. Love Lemmy.
Yeah.
Don't love Lemmy as Jesus because Lemmy is God. All right? Come for me in the comments. I think this was Artery Eruption.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Classic band. Classic band.
We all know them. We all love them.
And then that's it. So those are all the patches that we've got for the
So
podcast
far.
fest so far. We still need to
Yeah.
pick a back patch.
We do.
So if you've actually got any ideas, you guys, or anyone in the comments, if you've got an idea for a back patch, we need to figure that
open to
out.
the ideas.
Because I don't like
Yeah.
sewing until I have the back patch.
Yeah,
that's
it has to go on
Yeah.
first.
It does. So we need to actually get on that sooner rather than later.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah. So yeah, that's those are our patches of today. So we've also brought along our favourite T-shirt from our collections. We haven't put any criteria. It doesn't have to be old. It doesn't have to be of a certain band. It's whatever to us is our favourite T-shirt.
Yeah.
So yeah, who wants to take this one away?
This one.
Yeah, I can start off. I didn't exactly go T-shirt. I have a lot of T-shirts. I couldn't pick a favourite, but I've got a sweatshirt for
Different,
the
yeah.
band Massacre. Hold it up for one of the cameras.
Those are some lovely colours.
I know, it is very colourful. It's kind of pink, purple, blue and green, and a bit of orange as well.
Is it an album or is it?
Yeah, it's based off their From Beyond, their
Yeah.
debut album. But this was for their, I think, 30th anniversary for the album that came out early 90s. So, yeah. I saw them play when they were doing the 33 anniversary tour of the album, because 33 years of classic anniversary, I guess.
That's a lot more years than we've been alive.
Yeah.
That's a lot, though.
But yeah, it's so they've updated the artwork a little bit, added a few extra little monsters. It's got the logo on the sleeve, Earache Records on the other sleeve. So yeah,
Is it you say the records on the sleeve?
the Earache record.
We were just talking about this on the way here.
We were.
Bands who put the records, the record label on the sleeve, it's cool.
I
Yeah,
like it.
don't
I really
know
like it.
why that makes it so cool, but I really
rep
rate
the
it.
labels.
Yeah,
That's great.
Yeah, I think it's, especially when they do it in like the same font or the same color as
Yeah, like-
the band one. I think that is mint.
With the pink
Yeah.
and the blue. on
Yeah,
there
the kind of pink.
specifically,
Yeah, yeah.
So is it a 3-sided print?
It is only a three-sided.
Only a
Noticed
It's
three-sided.
not.
that you weren't at no point you were alluding to the back of the sweatshirt.
Yeah, but I found I'm usually wearing a battle jacket, so no one really sees
Yeah.
the back. So
Yeah.
I'm not sad about
know
I
that.
think you
at
said
all.
that.
Yeah.
You know it's not
You know
that.
it's not, yeah.
You were saying that last week as well, Finn, that
Yeah.
that was your excuse. Was it your Hell Ripper shirt or something?
Yeah, Hell Ripper shirt.
Clearly, Finn just doesn't rate 4-sided shirts.
No, disappointing. That.
But a great sweatshirt.
But still
It's-
an
yeah.
amazing sweatshirt.
It's
Rate,
really
rate
nice.
that a lot.
Yeah,
But very nice.
thank you.
So that's would you say that's your favourite piece of merch in your collection then?
Yeah, definitely.
We'll go with merch for Finn.
Yeah.
We're going to go with Jack's favourite band shirt.
So I've gone for a long sleeve
Oh,
because
Cool.
you guys know how I feel about long
I
sleeves.
got a glimpse of this earlier and it's sick.
So don't want to knock the mic, so everyone could see. Bolt thrower mercenary long sleeve.
Oh wow.
That so you whoops. So you guys, the camera can see it. 4-sided as well.
I haven't said anything yet because it is a beautiful.
It's
It is.
insane.
Okay,
So nice.
So
give us the story, Jack.
this is my favorite Bolt thrower album.
Yeah.
But I mean, I love all their albums.
Yeah.
It's my favorite Bolt thrower album. And I was like, to everyone who's listening, they'll all know how hard it is to get Bolt thrower merch, which we won't go into too much detail.
Yeah.
So
That's mint.
I picked this up. Won't say where. I was like, I just want a Bolt thrower tee
Yeah.
of this album in particular.
Yeah.
Saw one was being sold, so I'll get it. So there's nothing too exciting behind the story of me getting it, other than I need one.
No, don't we all?
So obviously, album cover on the front, the back, one of their star sort of eye design things that they got on quite a lot of stuff, which on another note, I would love to get tattooed.
Yeah.
That's something
That
I
would
want
be
to
sick.
get done. The sleeves are the same.
Oh, so
So it brings
is
it
that
down a
three-sided?
little. So I'll still count it as 4, but technically.
What does it say on the sleeves?
So it's just got mercenary on the side, but then it also has a little emblem on it,
Yeah,
Oh nice.
which
that is mint.
I think looks really cool.
I've never seen you wear it.
You know, I wear it quite a lot when I'm at home, to be fair.
Is it a pajama top?
This is a go out anywhere sort
Yeah.
of top. I mean, usually if you see me wear it at gigs,
Yeah.
so I like to rep the bands that are playing, so I
Yeah.
don't usually wear this one at gigs, but this
Long
one
sleeves at gigs is always a bit of a,
it's a bit of a
sweat
scandal,
fest as
especially
well,
going to
yeah.
be at the moment.
Yeah,
That is my
but that's
favourite.
because it's nice weather at the moment.
Yeah, it's
just,
nice. Just to clarify, it's nice and sunny. Yeah, it's
not Jack's just struggling.
no.
to
I
wear
just,
them
I
in the
just,
sleeve.
I just sweat all the time. But yeah, so that.
That's mint. How much
That's
did you
my
pay
favourite.
for it? Just you don't have to say where you got it from, but just
So with shipping as well. Came from Indonesia. No surprise there. It was probably about 30 quid, £30.
Not bad.
35
30
maybe.
quid, well spent.
For a long sleeve.
Yeah.
That's really good.
I'd pay that at a gig for a long sleeve.
Yeah. I'd pay more than that. I'd pay like 45 quid, I think I paid for a long sleeve before.
So
gig.
that was in my eyes, that was a steal as well as prices.
That is very
So to have that album on a long sleeve, 4-sided long sleeve for that price, no brainer.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd say this favourite piece of merch.
You rate it, Finn?
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's great, isn't it? It's really good.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah, I think I have like over 300 shirts or something. I have so many shirts, and I wear probably the same 5 to 10 shirts.
Yep.
Like for I don't even know why. Something in my brain's like, you have to just wear these 10, and I love those 10. But I have 200 or so other ones that I've literally hung them up. They're pristine in my wardrobe. Never worn them. And I very, very rarely even look at them. But I know that they're.
That's what matters.
Then at some point in my life, I'll look back and be glad that I still have all of them. But in my regular rotation of shirts, I have this tee, which is my Fed Exodus shirt.
Oh, brilliant.
Very nice.
Which, there you can see it there. I just think it's great. Like,
That's so funny.
so
as well.
funny.
it's a tour shirt from, I think, 2002. Yeah, from looking at the dates at the
2002,
back. So I would have been 1 at the time. So no, I didn't buy it myself. But I got it on eBay before I went to uni. So it must have been 5-6 years ago, something like that. And it was like 15 quid.
Yeah.
Not bad.
That's really good.
I absolutely love it. I just think Fed Exodus, total destruction guaranteed overnight.
Brilliant.
It's not got a crazy print on it or anything. It's just a cool thing that you don't see many bands do with their logos and stuff. But I have like worn it, and people thought I worked for FedEx, and like didn't get they just see the logo and they're like, oh, he works for FedEx. And I've been at festivals and people are like, oh, are you wearing a postal T-shirt? I was like, that hurt.
Yeah.
That
Read the
hurt.
logo.
Read the destruction overnight. But that is one of my favorite shirts. Simple.
Yeah.
No crazy print. No sleeve print. The dates on the back, I would also say, aren't even done that nicely. Like, it doesn't even say the name of the tour or the band name. It's literally just the dates on the back. But at the front of it is what I like about this shirt. I'd still wear it even if it didn't have a back print.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd probably like it more, Finn, if it didn't have a back print. Yeah, this is probably one of my favourite shirts. Doesn't get worn enough. But yeah, I've also brought, I would say, probably the worst shirt in my collection.
Oh. Okay.
Didn't tell us about this.
Yeah, it's terrible. But it's so good, it's terrible. It's a shirt that my girlfriend got me for I think it was my birthday or Christmas. It's just terrible. I haven't actually worn it in public. And I
know what this
is.
is.
One. Oh no.
So this is, yeah. So this is. Well, if you're watching, there it is. And one of you guys want to describe it?
So it's the infamous Kanye West wearing a Burzum t-shirt as a t-shirt.
Yeah, but yeah, so it's Kanye West, and it says, no, it still says Burzum at the top.
Burzum at the top, then a print of Kanye West wearing
A
the
Burzum
classic
shot
Burzum
with Varg on it.
Yeah.
That's just all wrong on all levels.
It's wrong on all levels.
Like,
yeah.
stepping out in a Burzum shirt, you're already making a bold statement.
Yeah.
You know. But wearing a Kanye shirt is bad enough at the moment. So actually having them both on a shirt is probably one of the worst shirts that you can go for.
So I can't
I
stop
saw
laughing.
a
Every time
guy-
I see his face on there. Oh my
Whose
god.
face? Kanye's?
Kanye's.
Or Mark's? Yeah, I was on the Torture Demon tour in November, so last year.
Yeah.
And I think it was in Newcastle. There was like this enormous guy, like absolutely huge bloke. And he was wearing that shirt. and I had to get a
No.
selfie with him. I put the selfie up because I just thought it was like the funniest thing. I'd never seen it before at that time. I saw it in person on him, and I had to do a double take. So I just thought it was a Burzum shirt. I was already like, oh man, fair enough. And now he was. But when I saw he was repping the Kanye shit, I was like, that's even worse. And I think I told Molly that, and she thought that'd be a great present.
That's a good present.
It's a great present.
Is it?
That's a great present. That's so funny.
I think it's literally just one in the house at the moment. You can actually still see the tag is still on it.
Yeah, it's
But,
not really a going out to
no.
Tesco sort of,
No.
I mean,
of
to be
t-shirt.
fair, yeah, Tesco's people might not know, but
Yeah.
certainly wouldn't wear it to a gig.
No.
No.
No. So yeah, that is best and worst shirt.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I think
fits the criteria.
we should think of a challenge for ourselves at some point, and whoever loses the challenge has to wear this shirt and the podcast vest to a gig.
Oh,
I
no.
think that's a good idea.
That's a great idea.
So if you can think of a challenge for us in the comments, and the loser wears the Burzum Kanye shirt and the podcast monstrosity vest, then let us know. But yeah, well, that's pretty much all the things we want to talk about. We're just going to do the Mosh Pit Council, which is the part of the episodes where we answer your questions. So let me just get my computer and I'll read a couple of those off for us. So Retro Raven 57 has asked the best tips for beginners and the history of battle jackets.
Oh, okay.
All right. I'll put that to you guys.
Best tips for beginners. I think that's a really good question.
A really good question, yeah.
I think just look at other people's jackets for maybe inspiration, just to sort of see what people do, maybe how they do it. But don't think I have to make that.
No.
As we sort of said earlier with the terrible patches, if you like it, who else cares? It's your vest.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Just put on what you like. If you want to put on Pokemon patches, go for it. If you want to put on, I don't know, Batman patches, anime patches, put them on.
Don't say Batman.
Don't get me started on Batman.
Don't say Batman.
Which I might do at some point. But just put on what you like, you know?
Yeah, I'd
And
agree.
Just give it your best, really.
Yeah,
If you struggle with the same, just keep trying.
Like I think we mentioned earlier, like starting with the back patch is a great place to start. It's the biggest patch. It allows you to build everything sort of around it, which is always good. I don't know about you guys, but one thing that I've now just come to accept is you will probably have to re-sew patches. You will probably be moving them a lot. Yeah. So be prepared for that.
Yeah.
Wherever
Don't
you
sew them on too tightly then.
No.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a good thing that like wherever you put it, it is movable. If you decide you don't like the placement, you can always change it. It's
Yeah.
you will just probably move stuff around a lot.
Just give it your best, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, except that the first time you're probably not going to get it exactly how you like it, but there are so many pages on Instagram that just post battle jackets.
Yeah.
It's just photos. You know, on my account, there's plenty of videos of people talking through their jackets and stuff. So there are so many examples out there that you can look at, see what you like, see what you don't like, and just give it a go. On the history of vests, I think that deserves its own segment.
Yeah.
And also,
there's
I
a lot
haven't
to
looked
get
it up.
into, to be honest.
So I think that deserves its own bit. So we'll leave that for now. But what you just said, Finn, about moving patches and taking them off, somebody else asked, what is the best way to take off a patch?
Ooh.
So what would you recommend?
I usually try and just sort of cut the thread in one place and then just pull out each stitch, which takes ages. But after like I mentioned earlier, after I cut through the patch, I don't want to do that again. I don't want to ruin another patch.
When you say cut through the patch, what are you actually cut the patch?
Yeah.
Because when I do it, I like find a corner and I'll just like pull the corner up as much as I can to get under the corner with a pair of scissors and then snip the first stitch, and then that normally gives you a little bit more room to work with.
Yeah, I was trying to do that, but I just went a bit too close to the patch and then just went at an angle and just went straight through like one of the sides.
Oh no.
So yeah, I'm always being a lot more careful now.
Yeah. I think that's the easiest way to do it. Yeah. As you said, get a little bit of the thread up, cuss it, and then just unthread it, really.
Fair enough. Well, that's our beginner tips and how to remove patch. Absolutely invigorating session, part of the Mosh Pit Council there. So if you have any other questions or topics you'd like to talk about, or like us to talk about, comment it below wherever you're watching or listening, or you can email us in at battlejacketslondonpod@gmail.com. And yeah, before we wrap up, we're just going to do a quick reminder that in a couple of weeks' time, it's the Battle Jacket competition, London's Best Battle Jacket at the Underworld in Camden on Sunday, the 27th of April. So yeah, we're going to be hanging out, having a little competition on stage where we're going to be judging everyone's jackets in the kindest possible way. Yeah, so there's going to be like 10 or so different metal alternative market stalls set up around the venue.
Yep.
So whilst we're like doing the competition bit, people will be queuing up. We'll just be looking at people's jackets as they come. And then, yeah, while we're doing that, you can walk around the market, see all the different stalls. There's going to be loads of different stuff. So, yeah, going to be more details on who's going to be there. That'll probably already be out by the time this episode comes out.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's going to be really fun.
Good.
From 12 till 7. Competition closes at 3, I think. So from 12 till 3, we'll be judging the jackets. The winner will be announced around 6 or so. Quick overview of the prizes. Third place is, well, we've actually got 4 prizes now. We've had somebody get in touch and say they want to give a prize. So there's a company called Thunderflix, which I think I mentioned briefly to you guys. It's basically like a streaming platform, but just for metal documentaries and live gig footage and stuff like that.
Nice.
So all just metal videos. And yeah, they want to gift a few free annual memberships to the competition. So yeah, I think that'll be 3rd or 4th. Then I'm going to be doing a patch bundle for 3rd, I think. 2nd is the Nuclear Blast vinyl and merch bundle, which is mega.
Crazy.
Yeah.
There'll already be a video out with me walking through all the things on that. So that's going to be sick. And first prize is a year's worth of guest list at the Underworld.
Which is insane.
Any gig you want to go to, you're on the list for a year. I mean, that is just mental.
Yeah.
Really, really cool. So we're really excited for that.
Yeah.
It's going to be, Sunday, 27th of April. So pretty soon by the time this comes out. So yeah, we hope to see you there. That's the next event in the calendar. And yeah, we hope you've enjoyed the 3rd episode of the Battle Jackets London podcast. As always, you can follow us on Instagram. I'm Battle Jackets London.
Black Seeds of Patches.
Morbid drummer.
There we go. Yeah. So yeah, give us a follow. Give us a comment if you like the episode. And yeah, we'll be back next week with another patch challenge. And yeah, more Battle Jacket nonsense.
Perfect.
Thanks for listening, guys.
Cheers.
Thanks, guys.